Could come here this evening. My name is Wayne Dreyer, and I'm the pastor of Germain Street Baptist Church, and I'd like to welcome you to this public forum, an opportunity for us to participate in some of the processes that are affecting our community. Before we begin, I just have a burning question, and I want a show of hands. Do you prefer Fundy Vortex or Reversing Falls Rapids? I guess that shows the importance of community consultation. And you know, whether it's a rink out in Rothsay or the name of a tourist attraction or a development in our own neighborhoods, we all want to feel like we own it. We all want to participate in the decision-making process so that we can feel that this is ours. And that's why we're here tonight. We're here to show that we are stakeholders in any strategy that that influences the effects of poverty that are associated with our community. And we're here to demonstrate that we're capable of engaging in real discussion on the issues that are concerning our neighborhood. We're not here to stop social housing. And there's a certain irony with us having the meeting here today in the middle of Homelessness Awareness Week. And it's my hope that the differences that we might have in terms of strategy might not prevent us from finding ways to work together. So that together we can use the resources of government, of private developers, of community members, of neighborhood members, and come up with a solution to the housing needs that we all can be comfortable with. Now, there's been all kinds of rhetoric concerned with this issue. And let's face it, there's been a lot of mistakes in the process. There's been a lot of miscommunications and mistakes in communications. There's been a lot of assumptions made about the motives of those who are for the project, motives of those who are opposing the project.
We're here because over time the community has seen how things have gone on, how we've managed with change, how we've managed with no change, and how we really feel overall that somehow we're not part of that process. This particular group, for us, South End Sustainable Communities Group, came out of a level of frustration. A frustration of not being involved in the process. It's not really anyone's fault per se, because it's a process and things have been in place for some time. The thing is that we have to make change somehow. For this particular group, we have our concerns about the particular development that's going in, well, proposed to go in Carmarthen. We obviously have some views on that we're going to share. But more importantly, it still has to reflect the community, which means the community has to give their information. They have to share it and give that perspective. So for us, we're looking to do a consultation. So first of all, if you don't mind, I'm just going to walk around. I can't stay in one spot. It's a problem. I'm getting it fixed. Sure. So overall, what we have is this group. So who are we? Well, we're the South End Sustainable Community Group. And for us, well, we cross all levels. We have people from all different income levels, different areas of their lives, all living in the same community. We look to work for consultation. We want to be consulted. We're in the community. We want to participate. We want to be happy in our community, and we want to be proud of where we're going. Also, we're working for inclusion in the development process. It's unfortunate that we're not. And right now, facilities that are in place through the bureaucracy that there is does not facilitate that to occur. Next, we live here, and we know the community challenges. Every one of you know the community challenges. You live here, you see it every day, you experience it, as do we. Also, we're pushing to ensure that the vision of 2015 will be enforced. We gave a view of what we want to see. Will the future developments and where we go and what we do, will they follow into that vision? Okay. So why we're here? Well, we're here to discuss Tannery Court development. Basically, we want to continue a dialogue that stemmed from the November 6th board meeting, which was challenging, I guess would be a word for some folks. But albeit it was necessary, and it did stimulate this, what you see here. Also, everybody is concerned about poverty and accessibility to housing. We are a community. We know what works and what doesn't. Again, we experience it every day. And also, to share opinions on this project based on what we know, and take away questions for the city, for the developer, and for government. So, who's been involved in this? Well, first of all, we're looking at city involvement. Well, basically, the truth of the matter is that council is not involved at any level, due to this not really requiring our zoning. So it really doesn't fall on their plate. And again, this is part of the process that's in place. That's the way it is. Secondly, for the PAC, they approved variances and heard from 9 residents who received notices based on the established 300-foot limit. Of course, the challenges with that, we know that several of those lots are empty, which means that the actual coverage of that really was not adequate. Also, for something this size, many feel that there should be a larger community involvement, or at least awareness of a large development they may be going in their community. Minutes of that meeting, we have a few that we can pass around if people want to take a look at. You're welcome to look at that. Next of all, we know the Parking Commission offered the land for sale for this development. We also know the stone band parking has been moved to the Vineyard Church lot in order to compensate for the loss of the snow band parking. And also, ward councillors are limited due to the bureaucratic process. Again, these things have been in place for many, many years. And unfortunately, they do inherit some of the challenges that are with that, which I'm sure our guests here would admit. So from a government perspective, well, they approach developers to fill the need as identified by social development. They provide funding for this development. Also, they're involved in providing candidates to live within this development. They fund it, part of it, they are involved with who goes into it. They actually have a waiting list that they deal with. Also, they provide services from social development on an as-need basis, based upon the information that we have documented for us. And also, funds are for a duration of 10 years according to available documents, which means that this particular site would be funded for a period of 10 years. Now, the developer, Avide, is providing a development based on government guidelines. They're also providing a tested development that is in place in 2 other cities, this being Fredericton and Moncton. Their perspective is that this particular development has done very well for the people who are part of it. Their view on the community is that it has had a positive impact over time. Again, those are 2 very different communities. I think our community has its own unique challenges, and we deal with a far higher level of challenges than some of these other communities have. So the design of the building is to meet all city engineering requirements for sewer and water.